Good morning. Good morning, my little chickens. Jenni Love. I am founder and one of the five directors for 5 Point Society for Witches, and we're trying something new. We're trying to grow our YouTube presence here, obviously on YouTube. We always go live on the Clock app in the mornings. So I will also be there. So when I'm doing this, I apologize because I'm in two places. So that's really what's happening. I haven't hit the live button over there yet. So, anyway, today I'm going to be talking about what's coming up. I'm going to go through the March schedule. So, if you're interested in participating in an online magical community where we practice magic, it's 100% free. There's no fees at all. It's sort of on your own. You're up to your own devices. Nobody's chasing you. Nobody's looking for you. If you show up, great. If you don't, it doesn't matter. But I'll be going through March's schedule. So I wanted to first say an introduction here because the Clock app doesn't let you do two things at once. And I have a Mac. And as we discussed yesterday, when you have a Mac, you can't actually download their studio. So anyway, it's really annoying that they don't all play nice together when they know everybody does these things in all the places. So I'm gonna go hit the live over here. And also, if this ends abruptly, yeah, it's done that 2 days in a row to me. So it's literally done that 2 days in a row for me. Literally cut me off very abruptly. So if that happens, I apologize. But I will be hitting the live up here for now and giving them a chance to get here and show up. It's really I'm trying to figure this out. Like, what's the best way? Like when I do this, I would actually. I know I'm really having technical difficulties. Like I would like the. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like any of it. I don't like any of it. Okay, I don't like any of it. Yeah, I don't like any of it. Hi, Annie Katie. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, we are live. We are trying this again because I'm a glutton for punishment. So, we're trying it again. What did I do with my coffee? Okay. Yeah, we're trying it again. Hello, good morning. Jenni Love, founder and director, one of five directors of 5 Point Society for Witches, which is a free, you heard me, it's a free online magical community where we gather anywhere between four. This month, I just made the list because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 15 meetups this month. 15. Yeah. So, hi, good morning. I'm out adulting. Oh, you're adulting. Katie is on the tubes of you. I'm in again. I'm trying to do two places at once. So I'll give people a second. So I wanted to go over the events for March and give anybody any information that they would need if they would like to join us. Hello, good morning. Hi, I'm Jenni Love. Kate, my assistant is clearly out adulting and living her life, so I'm out here on my own, which is never a good thing. That's never a good thing. I need my lieutenant. I see Leanne. Good morning. Hi, good morning. I see your beautiful face. How are you? We had a meetup last night where we call it Coven with Katie, and Katie goes over last month's meetups and and then she also talks about the meetups coming up. And I really thought it should be live. And then I thought about posting that video live from last night. And then I thought I'll just come on here and make the list, right? I'll just come on here and do the thing. Still sleepy? Well, my husband got a phone call this morning. For those of you playing along at home, when he walked off the job the other day. For those of you that were with me during that live when I got that text message, he has a meeting today at 10. So that's very good. That's very, very good. So we'll be talking about all the meetups that are going on in 5 Point Society for Witches live. We will be talking about the meetups for March, all of the meetups that will be in March. There are 15. I didn't even when I made the list, I was like, "Oh my god, we have so much going on." It's a good thing I moved the tarot to April, or you'd all be like, your brains would be bleeding. My brain would be bleeding. In, the YouTube, she posted her email. It's right yeah, here too, Miss Leanne, here too. Yeah, it is here too, which is, that's fine. Tomorrow I have my initiation, which is very exciting. I have to get my shit together today for that. I gotta pack because 'cause I'm staying over the night, um, at one of the other initiates' houses because it's really far for me. So I'm gonna we do have a lot going on this month. And let me tell you a little bit about 5 Point Society for those of you that don't know what we are. We're an online magical, we're a community of magical practitioners. It kind of started in the pandemic. Started in my shop before the pandemic, but in the pandemic, if I was doing something magical, because I'm a practicing witch and I'm doing something, um, my online people I would be like, "Well, let's just do a Zoom," right? If you're doing a full moon ritual or whatever, you're always studying things, you're always reading things. It was like, "Well, let's just do that together." Body doubling is a thing for those of us that have ADHD, which is I didn't know that until this app. So it really helps me because I have all of these people to practice with, which is great. I need that. I need that. I know that. I need that. And it just grew from there, right? It just grew from there. We've done so much. We record everything so nobody misses anything. Like that became a thing, and it's completely private. We're off of this app. We're not on here. Um, it's a completely private situation. I spent a lot of time making sure that there are no shenanigans and there's no nonsense and there's no voyeurs that are just there. Like, you're not just a screen name. You're not just a screen name. I'm very invested in that. Like, you're not just some screen name person, like, I'm very invested in making sure it's a safe community. Um, it is exciting. We do have a lot this month. It is exciting. So, what we have going on, we have literally 15 different things going on. There's something starting on March 5th. It's called Hecate's 13 Moons, and Penny Poppet is going to take us on a 13-month journey. And every month, there's going to be a meetup regarding a practice with the goddess Hecate if you're so interested. The first two meetups, one's March 5th and then again on the 26th. And the book that she's going to be using is Keeper of Her Keys, and it's by Cindy Brannon. We have that in a PDF library. So, and there she is. I just fucking mentioned her. Penny Poppet, everyone. I just mentioned her. I did, Rang. I did. I literally just started talking about your 13 moon Hecate night. And again, if that's not something that is your cup of tea, then you don't need to join that. You don't need to join that. March 6th, we are finishing. Well, we're not finishing. March 6th is night 4 of, or week 4 of the Witches Black Lent Challenge, which was given to us by our friend and author, Jasmine Ambrosia. This was a challenge that she had given us to flip the script on these 7 deadly sins, and we're really enjoying it. Those of us that are participating in it are really enjoying it. Hello, Miss Tamala. How are you? Good morning, everyone, she says. Penny Poppet says, I'm so excited for this. I'm very excited for the Hecate. A lot of us are very Hecate driven, right? There's a lot of us in group that are. So it's nice. It really is nice to practice with other people. I mean, again, ADHD brain, love the body doubling. And I'm sorry, I know I did see it and I wanted to say it. Leanne says, it keeps me focused. I'm glad I joined. Thank you. Yeah, it's funny because that is really what. Hey, beach lovin'. Good morning, she says. Yeah, it does the same for me. I mean, it really does. I didn't know that was a thing until I was on this app. I didn't know that was a thing, and I realized that I did that, like, my whole life. You know what I mean? I always had, like, a person, "Hey, Lady of the Lily," she says, "I'm excited." Like, I always got a partner to do it with because it definitely keeps me focused, I guess. It keeps me from being too analytical. I always say 5 point society meets you where you're at. If you need structure, it gives you structure. If you need loosey-goosey, it gives you loosey-goosey. You do work with Hecate. I don't I'm gonna need to bu I know Penny wants you to wear black. That is one of the, criteria for Penny and her Hecate 13-month journey. She does want you to wear black. It's a good thing it's all I own. It's a good thing it's all I own. Yeah, we wear black. I have, like, 3 because I have 3 different things to choose from for initiation tomorrow. I'll probably continue that with the Hecate night. I'll probably wear the same thing. I'll probably wear the same thing. Now, on March 9th, we have, like, a guest, instructor, a guest speaker, and it's the fabulous Harley. Now, I'm not gonna try to say that name. The name of the it she's going to show you how to decorate those really fancy eggs with, like, the different colors, and you gotta there's something with what it's like I know I'm never gonna say it right. Like, I know I'm never gonna say that word right. I've looked at it 10 times, I wrote it down, and I'm never gonna say it right. Um, it's like pansky pan pan it's y the Ukrainian eggs. You know what I'm talking about? They have these beautiful patterns on them, and they have different colors, and I know I'm not attempting it. And they have different colors, and you use wax, and there's a kit you need to buy. That's on March 9th. Now, I wanna say to anybody who actually is doing that, you need to get your kit, which I need to get my kit. I need to get my kit. I need to order that the minute I get off of this app today. I'm going to order that kit for that. She has it listed in the event itself. Um, March 10th is a new moon. We always have either a full moon parlor or a new moon parlor, and I tend to not like to do a full moon parlor if it's near a Sabbath, because then it's just it's too much. Like you did do ritual 2 nights in a row. Do you know what I mean? It becomes too much. So this particular month in March, we're doing a new moon, and I do believe we're going to do some scrying. I do believe that is the divination ritual. We are doing some divination in that ritual. March 13th is, the 5th week for the Black Lent challenge. So, um, this became a really good challenge. You took a one of the 7 deadly sins, and you flipped it and made it positive. So, like, I have my notes here somewhere. So, like, mine was pride. So, one of the things I learned about pride is humility. Understanding everyone has valued skill set. So having pride in your abilities helps you appreciate others. And it also helps you value the future. And there was a lot of things that I'm learning my own. So we had to write a poem. We're going to have to do an incense. We have to make an effigy, and then there's a ritual. It's really good. It's a really good challenge. So that's week 5. March 15th, That's So Pagan with Katie. Katie takes let's call it, a whitewashed holiday, and gives you, like, the pagan origins. So she's talking about St. Patrick's Day. That's gonna be fun. Penny catches my drift there. So she takes that, it's really interesting. I love learning from her on that, like, I love talking about that, I think that's great. On the 17th, we have Astrology 101 beginning, that's another 13-month course. I don't like to say course, because it's like a discussion, it's like a group chat, it's like a study group, everybody's involved. So that is, Astrology 101 begins on the 17th. March 19th. is our Sabbath celebration for the spring equinox. That's happening. March 20th is the final week of the Lent challenge. That's about reflection and journaling. So I'm going to need help on that one, obviously, because we all know my journaling skills suck. We all know. The 24th is candle magic, the good, the bad, and the ugly. All the things about candle magic. The 25th, what does this rock do with Sandy? She goes over crystals and what their properties are and what they're good for and how to use them and how to not use them. And so I believe that she's talking, since it's March, I believe she was getting into some birthstone. So it's like aquamarine and I believe, and bloodstone is what she's talking about. March 26th is her Miss Penny's second night of Hecate. It's still in the introduction phases. She's going to talk about her as a psychopomp and what that looks like. That's a really good, wear black. That's a good night. I heard she loves journaling. Anyone else? No, I know, Jessica. I heard she loves journaling. Anyone else? I mean, I even, when I thanked my high priestess at the end of the 13 months this year, before initiation, I said a little thank you at the end of my final. And I was like, I really, really enjoyed this class. I'm like, all right, well, maybe except for the journaling. Oh my God. On March 28th, there's a book club. There's a bunch of ladies reading some fiction books, right? Right? Fiction? Yeah. Or is it nonfiction? They're reading books that are not, they're reading fun books, like if they were, yeah, right? They're reading fun books that, it's called the House of Night series, and that's on the 20th. So that's continuing fiction. I had it right the first time, right? All of a sudden I confused myself. That's ongoing. They've been doing that now for a few months. So Sandy handles that. The 29th is also That's So Pagan with Katie, and she's going to talk about Easter. I know I laugh because it's so funny, the stuff she finds out. It's just so funny. Where did my fucking, hold on. I was looking for my shooter. Sorry. It's so funny, the stuff she finds out. I know you're cackling. And then we're back to the end of the month, and March 30th is Coven with Katie again. So there are 15 events. So much going on. So much. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. And I felt like I wanted to put it out in the world to let people know what we do. Because I do get asked questions a lot. Like, what do you guys do? And I'm like, we practice magic. And nobody's chasing you. And nobody gives a shit. Oh, I mean, I do give a shit if you don't show up. Because then I do feel like maybe you're not on the rails, which is okay. People get off the rails all the time. We have a whole slew of people that just watch the recordings. They got families, they got kids. 2:00 in the morning, they're watching videos, and they always comment to me, let me know that they've seen that video, that they appreciated it. Because, life gets in the way. So we get it. Like, we get it. That's why there's 5 directors, because sometimes life gets in our way too. And it's great to be, I didn't know that I leaned on body doubling so much in my life. I really didn't realize this. Not to sidetrack you. No, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Not to sidetrack you. Jessica says, not to sidetrack you. However, I picked up a gem yesterday. The truth about witchcraft. Is that, you just say Scott's? Is that Scott Cunningham? Is that who that is, Miss Jessica? She says, yep, Scott Cunningham. He gets a lot of flack. I mean, he's been dead since the 70s and people still give him slack. You got to give it up to Scott Cunningham. I'm sorry. He's somebody in a beginning witchcraft situation you should read. Hi, Aunt Mary. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, gorgeous. Aunt Mary says, hi, happy Friday, Jenny. I have to remember I watched yesterday's video back a little bit on the Tubes of You over here. And I realized that I just answer people over here and I don't say what they say. So I have to repeat what you say so that everybody knows what we're saying. Sorry about that. Sorry. Hello, Madam Meadow. Hi, good morning. Reed Leland. Cunningham, Gardner, Crowley. Yeah, even for just historical references. Uh, oh, I do know Matt's book's not out yet. Hold on a second. Nana Quilt says Matt Oren and Corey Hutchinson, I love Corey, have new tarot books out, but Matt's I think is on pre-order. If hello Rosie, good morning. You have this necklace? It seems to be a popular necklace. People comment. I'm not going to try to say your name. It says I have that necklace. Yeah, it's my initiation jewelry. I'm becoming an initiate in a tradition. I've trained for 13 months and tomorrow is the big day, the big celebration, the big ritual. I'm very excited. So this is my initiation jewelry. This one I purchased. This is a little pentagram also. It's really shiny. It's hard to see. You see the little pentagram on there? So that one I bought special. This one I had, and I'm going to use them both. Yeah, I think Matt's book is on. I think it's on pre-order, and I didn't know Corey. I didn't get Corey's first book because I'm selling my books and my stuff. For those of you that don't know and are watching in the future, I am making solid plans to move to Sicily in the next few years, and I got to lighten this footprint. I got to lighten the footprint. I mean, the amount of paraphernalia that I have in the world. So, me ordering a book, my husband would be like, "Really, Jenni? Really?" So, maybe I could get it. I don't know, on Kindle. I think I'm gonna like. Oh, you do. Thank you. Leanne says, "I love the books I got from you." My Tamala says, "My backpack is packed." Just saying. I know. I'm aware. So I don't think I can order a new book, but I really wanted Corey's new book. For those of you that don't know who we're fucking talking about, Corey Hutchinson is one half of a podcast called New World Witchery. Oh, New World Witchery. And I used to listen to them. I used to actually advertise when I had my brick and mortar in New York. I advertised on their podcast. And in the beginning, he always talks about their sponsors, and I used to advertise. I really love them. It's Corey and Lane, and he had a book out about North American. You did? You did? Beach Lovin', you did? You heard it advertised? Oh, that's exciting to me. That's exciting. That's exciting to me. Oh, that's exciting to me. Nobody ever told me that they heard it advertised. I didn't know anybody else that used to listen. I love that podcast. I love that podcast. And I think his first book was about like North American magic, right? Like the magic of North America. I don't remember the name of it. If somebody can look it up, put it in the chat. I'll repeat it. I don't remember its exact name, but I do love them. They have a great podcast. For those of you into podcasts, into witchcraft, I think that they are top notch. Top notch. I really love them. I haven't listened to too many podcasts anymore, being that I'm home a lot. You know, I commuted an hour and a half to work and an hour and a half home. So I listened to podcasts all the time. And that was one that I listened to without fail. I've been listening to the older ones. I love in October where he tells stories. It kind of reminds me of Penny Poppet, and Penny Poppet's has a series, Penny and the Poets, and she tells she read Edgar Allan Poe. So it reminds me a lot of that. Hi, good morning. Love your glasses. Hi, Sheila. Thank you. Thank you. These are my favorite. I just don't normally wear these when I haven't done my eyebrows. I usually wear people get really annoyed about the really big red ones that I wear. And the reason I wear them is because when you have one eyebrow that goes across your fucking face and you don't want to constantly the daily goddamn maintenance, I just wear that. But I haven't done my eyebrows. I don't normally wear these. I don't normally wear them. People get so mad about those glasses. Which in the little yellow the little red glasses. Yeah, I love these. I have about 30 pairs of this exact glasses. Hello, Miss Kim, foodie. I will do a Penny and the Poets is a pop-up series. I have to keep you guessing. Yeah, it's like an ongoing series that she does. But he does a thing in October where he reads really good stories, like ghost stories and stuff. And it's so good. It's so good. It really is. So that's Corey and Lane, and their podcast is New World Witchery. It's hard to say 3 times fast. Oh, okay. Yes, you're right. 54 Devils. I have 54 Devils. I have 54 Devils. Hold on. I do. Mira, I have 54 Devils. This is Corey. I do. This is about reading with a deck of cards and not tarot, so to speak, not the 78 cards. This is reading with playing cards. I only knew about New World Witchery. Really? Yeah, he wrote 54 Devils. I had fucking forgot about 54 Devils. Cardomancy, right. Thank you, Penny, for the word. And I completely forgot about it. It's sitting right on my tarot shelf, obviously. Oh, interesting. Hey there, Jay Cool. Jennifer says, hey there. And then, like I said, I don't know the name of the book that he came out with, and it's about like North American magic. And I didn't get it. Like I said, I'm trying to lighten this fucking footprint, as you can see. I mean, if I spin you right round, baby, right round, like a record baby, it's a lot. No, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, I'm trying to lighten load here. Same title as the podcast? That's what it's called, New World Witchery? Oh, okay, but that's what it's about. It's about North American magic. When's the next fire sale? I'm not sure. I never got through this one. I still have a few boxes and I still have a few piles. Aunt Mary being one of them. I'm really sorry. Life got away from me a little bit in the last few weeks. There was a lot of doctor visits. Yeah, there was a lot going on. No, Jess, you wouldn't miss anything, my love. You know what, Madam Meadow? That would be really fucking good. Madam Meadow says we need to organize all of us coming and just shopping your shed. Yeah, that would be really good. That would really be good. Jessica says, I just left the VA. Ain't gotta tell me about life. Yes. Hello, Dina. Dina says, good morning. Dina, Master Path to Freedom. Good morning. Hi. I said your whole name because I'm also on the tubes of you. I'm trying to do this. Let's grow the channel situation. J. Cool says, road trip. You got to try to find. Leanne says, I have a doctor visit this afternoon. I have an eye doctor visit this afternoon, and I'm going to try to find red frames. That's good. I think it should be like a 5-point society. It should be like, you know how initiates wear a pentagram? Well, everybody in 5-point society should wear red glasses. Right? That should be the thing when you get in 5-point society. You should have to wear red glasses. Everybody will know that you're a member of, yes, red is a power color. I know Penny Poppet did that too. Again, everybody wants me to leave them things. Am I going anywhere? Sheila says, I'll road trip too. I'm in Ohio. Well, come on down, Sheila. Come on down. Yeah, I'm trying to lighten this very heavy load. Oh, that's funny. Tamala says, I will look like Sally Jesse if I wear red glasses. That would be a fact. I agree with that. Jennifer is Pennsylvania. Right. Rosie Shelley, Sheila need to carpool. I'm in Ohio too. Oh, I'd love to get you all down here. We'll have like a little sale. You can all come in here and tell me what you want. Yeah, yeah. I'm really because like I can't sell this chair. I mean, who's gonna buy my cutie pink chair? I'm not shipping it. I need somebody to come down here and buy it. I know Leanne's like, I'm only 3 hours away. Well, Tamala already has bids on my fireplace. Tamala is already taking the fireplace. She's already told me that. I already have it set for her. So you can't have that. But yeah, like I have to figure out what I would sell them all for. Right. Tamala already has that. Tamala, don't worry. I'm going to give you a really good price. Don't worry. I'm going to give you a really good price. Everything I priced, I think, pretty good. All of my books, I didn't sell any book for over $20. And those were the brandy new ones that came from my shop. The only books that were $20 were the ones that were brandy spanking new and literally came off the shelf on my shop when we closed, and I've never cracked them. Everything else was 15 and $10. Like, I think that it should, it should be affordable. I was trying not to break the bank. You know me, I'm especially in 5 Point. I'm very committed to not having witchcraft cost you a fucking fortune. Jessica, it's not 11:11 where I am. It's 10:11. I'm in Central Time. I got you. You know what? I have to go look at those. But yes, a lot of people said they want a teacup, so we're gonna have to figure that out. May see you in May. My niece lives in Mississippi. Was planning Jennifer says, May see you in May. My niece lives in Mississippi. Was planning a trip after mom's surgery. Who knows? Oh, that's great. Listen, if you are, anybody should hit me up if they're down here. Anything natural anymore seems to cost a fortune. Seems. What do you mean? Anything natural? What do you mean? Like if you're like looking up a natural um tell me what you mean. Jessica, that's so funny. Jessica says we can all set up an auction with like fans with numbers. We can have an auction. The Jenni Love witchcraft auction. Rosie Shelley, we need to meet for coffee, wine, or cocktails. I love that. Sheila says we should meet for coffee. That's perfect. Well, we meet for coffee online, but I would love it if you two were someplace together. I would love that. I find that funny. Your stuff was so adorable, but usually organic herbs. Yeah. Okay. I was in the business. I'm going to talk to you about that for a minute, Dina, because it used to be something I heard a lot in my store, and I owned an apothecary slash witchcraft store, which, by the way, used to drive me crazy because they would see the word apothecary on the top of the building, and they would come in and ask me where the band-aids were. Band-aids? Well, this is an apothecary. Isn't that like a doctor place? And I'm like, there's Rite Aid right down the road, dude. I have a neti pot. Would you like that? And my herbs, I got wholesale. Okay. And I priced them. I painstakingly priced them based on what I paid. And then obviously to make some money. I mean, I can't not make money. I'm not giving them away. Um, and if we made a product, we were terrible at when I say budgeting for our time. Like we made lots of salves, lots of lotions, lots of all natural products, elderberry syrup, fire cider. We made lots of things. And nobody takes into consideration how much time magically, because we made everything magically in accordance with magical practices, everything we made was in accordance with magical practices. So it takes me all day to make 6 salves because that's what I'm making today. And people were like, this is $20. And I'm like, do you know the time and energy? Oh, I didn't mean adorable. I meant affordable. No, I know. That's what I'm getting at. Um, a small business, we're not an assembly line, and it was really difficult for people to understand that, how much time and energy went into that. We even taught people how to make them. We would have classes, excuse me. We would have classes because I felt like, listen, it takes me you could make this salve just as easy as I make it. You need 4 ingredients. One of our biggest sellers was a plantain salve that people would swear by with regard to their psoriasis. And I sold what I called like these like a 2-pack. So you got the salve, which was 4 ingredients, okay? It was beeswax, plantain, maybe it was even 3 ingredients, tea tree oil. Might have been 3 ingredients. I also probably put green aventurine in it. Not direct method, indirect method. I put it in a piece of glass, a little glass vial, and put that in there for the vibration of it. That might have been the 4. That might have been the 4 things that were in there. We gave you the recipe. And we also told you that you should drink nettles tea with it. I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV. Check with your physician before beginning any herbal regimen. There's the disclaimer. And we used to teach people how to do this so that they didn't have to come in and spend the money on the tin and on my time. Like, listen, I'll teach you how to do it. But people are lazy, I learned. They would just rather come in and buy it. So yeah, you were paying $20 for 4 ounces, 100%. Because that's what it cost me to make. And I didn't gouge prices. It just is what it is. Katie would be very proud of my disclaimer. Katie's usually here for the disclaimer. Indeed. So you have to consider the efforts of the person who's putting it out. No, Tamala says people don't understand the time and the effort it takes to make something by hand. Small batch, big magic was our slogan for that. You can see my skin sorcery sign right here. This little black sign. Good job, Hawkeye. Thanks, Trapper. Thanks, Trapper. Well, the tubes of you seem to be doing okay. That's actually good. Oh, Sheila, I'm glad you found us too. I'm glad you found us too. And if you want, like I said, we practice a lot off of this app. We come here for coffee, we shoot the shit, we talk smack, whatever. We talk about movies, like our live smoking, coffee nonsense is usually in the mornings. I'm also on the tubes, the tubes of you, because I'm trying to grow that. Because 5 Point Society for Witches does not operate on this app. We mostly operate off of this app. So, if you're interested, just send me a message and I'll tell you how to get involved. We send out a little questionnaire just to get to know you. It's really just to get to know you a little bit. And it's got 5 questions. And then it's just an acknowledgement of the rules because we don't have many rules, but we have some rules. They're like 5 Point. I'm not 5 Point. They're like Fight Club rules. That's it. It's really just it. What goes on in 5 Point stays in 5 Point. Hello, Jen Snow, Jen of the North, Jen of the Night's Watch. Good morning. August, Bodies begins filming, by the way. Tamala says, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, it was a show. April 2025. I'm a rule follower. There's only what goes on in 5 Point stays in 5 Point. There's no soliciting of any kind. Not even me. I'm not in business anymore. I used to be in business. Like, I don't solicit readings, classes. Nobody does. I don't want people soliciting people in 5 Point. I don't want people in business saying, hi, I do this. You should buy this from me. Hello from the UK. I don't appreciate it. When we practice magic, when we're in ritual, I try very hard to make the things that you need to be items that you have. I don't want people to have to go out and buy things. I don't want money to be a hardship for people. Like coming up for our new moon, we're going to do a little scrying. So what we will do is have a candle and then a bowl, and you'll make the bowl black and pour water in it, and then there'll be some scrying in the water bowl. Like we're going to be doing a little bit of that. The I'm a shit shooter too. So are we. And then the only other rule is there's no voyeurism, meaning if I feel like you're just there, just watching, just not participating, just watching for the sake of watching, I'm going to throw you out. Period. End of sentence. I'm going to throw you out. That's my right. So there's not a lot of rules, really. And I put up with a lot of shenanigans, and then I'm not going to put up with shenanigans anymore. Like that's I when it comes to magic, I am serious as a heart attack. I am serious as a heart attack. And if I feel like there's just too many shenanigans, y- you know, this isn't the place for you because we're practicing magic. We're literally practicing magic. That's the point of it. That's what we do. Everybody's very supportive. If something's going on in somebody's life, people post, this happened to me or that happened to me, and everybody's right there to be very supportive, just like a community would be. This community is very respectful to one another. Tamala, this community is very respectful to one another as well. We really like it that way. We do. We're all like rabid protectors of it. We are like a big family. Leanne says we are like a big family. Lady of the Lilies, we have a great group. We do. Jennifer says, love you all. We do. And there's Annie Katie. She's out and about, but she can't stay away. We are all such knowledge sharers. That's another thing. People will share a lot of knowledge. Rosie, like when Rosie was doing one of those online, she'll share it. Like, I learned this and we'll share it. Or I read this book and you should, we also have a PDF library that Sandy, the librarian, handles. So there's a lot of knowledge in there that you could read. You don't have to buy the books. We have a PDF library. I think there's a lot of books in the PDF library. When I get to that PDF library, I'm like, holy shit, this is in here. You know what I mean? Especially books we've gone over, because we've had a lot of book clubs. And lastly, I'll say that we record everything. We record everything. So if you want to watch at 2:00 in the morning, you do it. All right. I sounded a little too commercially. I don't want to talk about commercials. It's coffee time. It's coffee time. Yeah, we have a Hecate book club coming up. It's going to be for 13 months. Sheila says, I love book clubs. So Penny's taking us on a 13-month journey with the goddess Hecate. And Sandy's got another 13-month program about astrology 101. We have in the past, and you can find it in our video library. We've done Jason Miller books, which I don't know where that. This one. This one is always at my fingertips. Protection and Reversal Magic. This is not what it looks like anymore. It's a black cover, and it's had some updates, which I really appreciate the updates. We've done this, and I believe this is in our PDF library. We have a lot of book clubs that we have already done, and they're up, and you could watch them. I mean, lots of people come in and just go back through a lot of things. This is Dina. This is if you know what it's called. If because I think you're in group. If you look up, I believe it was called Defensive Magic, because this is a quick read. I believe if you hashtag video link and then hashtag Defensive Magic and search that in the search engine, this will come up. This will give you a practice. This right here. There's lots of ritual in here. This is a great book. This is one of my fucking favorites. Jason Miller is one of my fucking favorites. I mean, his brain magically is amazing. Amazing. I just changed my profile pic. Yeah, he's brilliant. I've been in his workshops. several, and I'm always blown away. I always learn something, like, amazing. He's the one that said in a tarot workshop, "The cards are literal until they're not," and my fucking brain exploded, and I still quote that. I still quote it. He's amazing. But this is a great book. I go to this all the time. When people come to me and they're like, "My magic isn't working," I immediately ask them about their daily practice because that's where this starts. I immediately ask, "What's your daily practice look like?" And then you go through the 4 reasons why your magic could not be working, right? And the last thing is another witch. Like, there's 3 other things in front of that may be the reason. Your daily practice, offended spirit, broken vows. Like, there are other things in your life that you may be doing before everybody immediately thinks it's a witch stirring at her cauldron, right? Everybody immediately goes to, there's another witch stirring at her cauldron. And when I tell you the amount of times people get out of that rut before that, it's really incredible. I always go through the list. Like, what's my daily practice look like? Fix that first. Fix your daily practice first. Have you offended any spirits? Because if you're not having a daily practice and you're not making the offerings and you're not doing the things, maybe you offended somebody, right? Maybe there's an offended spirit or a broken vow. You made some vow to some entity 10 years ago and you're not upholding that. Or just in general, like a broken vow. And then perhaps it's somebody sitting next to you at work sending you negativity or banefulness. It's me, I'm stirring. Jessica's like, "Shit, me too." Dina says, "I likely have caused some offense in fits of rage." Yes, yes, and your daily practice would handle that. Do you know what I'm saying? If you had a daily practice, I always ask people, "What does your daily practice look like? Do you get up? Do you make the offerings? Do you change the water? Do you meditate? Do you do the things that you should be doing in a daily practice? Do you cleanse? Do you protect? Have you had a spiritual bath in a long time? Like, when was the last time you had a spiritual bath, right? When was the last time you've done this? And usually just that motion changes people's energy, even before we get to anything like offended spirits or things like that. It's literally the last thing I think of. Maybe to my detriment sometimes, because then when I get to the other witches, I'm like, "Oh, really? I never fucking thought of that." I'm like, and usually then my next thought is, "You got that much time on your hands to be thinking about me? Okay. Okay." Right. Set a timer so you're on the schedule. I come in here and I do this. This is, again, body doubling. I come in here, we have coffee, we sit and chat, we connect, and then I go do my things. Here's one of my altars is closed. See this? These 2 is closed. My working altar is in here. I go do Well, that again, ghost hunting I go ghost hunting, so that's my first thought. But if you did all the prep work before that, I know somebody that used to go ghost hunting all the time, and she never did any fucking prep work. She didn't protect herself. She didn't cover her head. She didn't make offerings. She didn't have a daily practice. So yeah, and then she'd ultimately have issue, right? So or afterwards, the after practice, right? If you did go ghost hunting and you are in that field and you do that sort of work, to then come out of that and cleanse and ground and center and things like that, again, I'm going to ask you about your daily practice. That is the first thing I'm going to do. Yeah, after practice is just as important. Agreed. Agreed. She used to actually get sick. She would get, like, what she referred to as, like a psychic flu. Tamala says, "There are things to do before interrupting the dead and after." Right? Everybody wants to ask the dead things, and then they don't wanna follow up. That's why that Zach annoys the shit out of me. He just irritates me. He just irritates me to no end. Could you imagine you're in the damn afterlife and hear him and his idiots come? Seriously. It just sends me over the edge of sanity. And he's always mad at the witches. I always wanna write him a letter. I'll see you, Rosie. Thanks for hanging out with us. Rosie and Sheila gonna get together. You're gonna tell me. Much love, family, she says. Much love. Oh, I watch it for the laughs. I do. I do too, Leanne. Leanne says, "He's fake as hell, and I watch for the laughs." Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. I do watch for the laughs. Everything's demonic and everything is a witch doing something she shouldn't have been doing, and I get so mad. Oh, I just can't with him. I can't. I have to take a breath, sorry. I talk fast and I talk for a long time, so I needed a breath, thanks. Not a sharp one? Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Ooh, I don't know what I did. You too? Yeah, I talk fast, I talk a lot, and then I need to take a breath. When I was in Sicily, I tell everybody, I was in Sicily for 3 weeks and, over the summer, and it was like being with my people. They all talk loud, they all talk fast, they ju everything was just passion, and y nobody shushed me once. I was like, "These are my fucking people." They all looked like me. It was great. It was great. Leanne says, "You know he had witches on there in the beginning, especially the Salem investigation." I do know that, and then somehow he decided that, you're not too anything. If you're too much for people, you need new people, Sheila. You're not too anything. That's how I've learned that about myself. Because, like I said, when I'm amongst my people, they're the same as me, and it's wonderful. You can just, like, loosen up and be you, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're not too anything. Cancel, cancel, cancel that thought. If you're too much for people, you need new people. I learned that the hard way. Yeah, people constantly told me that. They're no longer in my life. They're no longer in my life. Yeah, because I'm not too anything. Yeah. You should see me and my cousins when we get together. I feel so good. I heard from one of my cousins this morning. It was so nice. I was like, "Oh my god, I haven't heard from her in a long time." I moved to the deep south from Hudson Valley, New York. I know everybody just went, "What?" And it's been a challenge, I'll call it, a challenge, and, it's been a challenge. So I miss my people. I miss that about my people exactly. That passion and excitement and life in their voice. They don't have that down here. They just don't. It's difficult for me. So I don't go out. I just don't go out for that reason. We'll see. Sheila, Auntie Katie says, "Sheila, I'm from Chicago. That's how we talk. Loud." Yeah, too awesome, maybe. That's right, Auntie Katie. Too awesome, maybe. Correct. Correct. Agreed. I'm too awesome. Katie, I did the list. You'd be so impressed. I went through the March list. Oh, yeah, Leanne, if you come down and hang out with me, we will definitely Leanne says, "I wanna come over and have that espresso martini with you." I will definitely make that for you. Annie Katie says, "Bail money is a real thing." Exactly. Exactly. Correctamundo. Penny, I'm just to see you next Tuesday. The Americans really need to get on board with that word. I know it's a like, even almost a term of endearment, across the pond, shall we say. And thank God. Thank God it is, because I say it all the time. Leanne says, "Annie Katie, you know half my family." I love that word. I love it. Honey, I shrunk. What would happen if I was a speck-sized person in your coffee? Did you get into mommy's, Wi-Fi? Is there school today? Shouldn't you be somewhere else? I think you're lost. We used to say when I worked at Kids R Us, "We have a lost mommy in the store," when we had a lost little person. We have a lost mommy. Just saying. Annie Katie says, "Mom, the meatloaf." Just saying. Yeah. Okay, Sheila, it was nice to talk to you. Thanks for hanging out with us, Sheila. Thanks. I hope to see ya. I hope to see you, girl. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yep. Again, did you get mommy's Wi-Fi password? I you know, lunch should be soon. Jay Frog, good morning, you beautiful you. It's coffee time. And why aren't you at work? I am at work. This is work, kid. This is work. Oh, good, Sheila. What's happening, Jay Frog? Long time. Oh boy. All right. We're done here. We'll see ya. We'll see ya. Go find mommy. Go find mommy. Yep. You shouldn't have the Wi-Fi password. I'm sure that you somehow got past the parental things. Okay. Have a nice day. Yeah. Have a nice day. I'll give you what you want. I'll give you the block. I'll give you the block. I'll give you what you're asking for. It's okay. Sticky toddlers. Sticky toddlers. Sticky fucking toddlers. Donna, we got your shenanigans this morning. I see you, girl. We got your shenanigans this morning. Get you back in there. Sticky toddlers. Yeah, we got your stuff this morning. We'll get you back in. We have 15 things going on in March. I just went through the list. 15 different meetups. There's a lot going on. And we're going to start tarot, a monthly tarot discussion coming in April is a monthly tarot discussion. So that's really fun. We need a 5-point meetup in real life. Like you mean a Fox Force 5 meetup? Yeah, tarot is gonna be a monthly discussion. We got several monthly discussions. Yeah, we do. We do because we need to talk about astrology 101. We do. We said that last night. You know the song I have in my head because I put this shirt on and I'm still singing it is I Don't Like Mondays. Tell me why I don't like Mondays. I can't stop singing it. Yeah, we said that last night. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Jen Snow, Jen of the North, Jen of the Night's Watch. Fox Sports 5 is the 5 directors, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. For those of you that are a Pulp Fiction fan, there are 5 of us. And so I'm sorry. She says, Penny says, thanks for the ear bug. Disco. It's over by the 2 African fellows. Disco. Yeah. So we need a meeting. So April's going to be there's several monthly meetups that happen every single month. Oh, you got it already responded. Okay, cool. Cool, cool. We have lots of things in March. Lots. So Penny starts Hecate 13 Moons. We have Astrology 101. I'm going to start a tarot discussion, and we always have a ritual for either mostly the full moon, but sometimes I make it on a new moon. We always have that monthly sort of ritual. Let's set space. Let's say to people, if you do nothing else with us, literally nothing else, and you just show up to that monthly meetup, you'll have a practice. You'll have a practice. The rest of it is bonus. The rest of it's just bonus. That's what we're really trying to give people is a practice. Why did I get an age restriction? Because I mentioned mommy. I'm not for kids. I had somebody ask me, oh God, I got this long-winded email from somebody, and they wanted to know how to teach their underage child, like Wicca. Like my child really wants to be involved in Wicca. How do I get them started? Like ask me a bunch of questions. And it was an immediate no. I was like that in my shop. I was immediately like that. He probably told on me, you think? I was immediately like that in my shop. People would bring their kids in all the time, and I'm like, I don't get involved with my spirituality and children. It is just not something I do. If you came in here and you want to learn things and then you want to relay that to your children, I great. But I will not teach. I don't like to read for children. I can't tell you how many times I've been at psychic fairs doing readings and somebody brings me their 13-year-old. She really wants a tarot card reading. And I'm just like, why are you here? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm sorry, that's not for me. That's not for me. It's not. I'm just not interested. Yeah, I used to say Penny Popico's world card. I would sit down because when you're at a psychic fair, you don't know who paid and who got on the list, right? You don't know. Hey, Diane Tree of Clarity. She says, hello, everyone. And they would come and all of a sudden I have this kid and of course mom, right? So now it's 2 readings because mom's sitting down. And I'm like, well, you're going to pull the world card. And then they would pull it and go, how did you know? I'm like, because you're like a lump of clay. You could do anything. You're fucking 13. What am I going to tell you about the mean girls at school? It's not for me. It's not for me. So you got to learn if you want to teach your kids. And that is Jen Snow's jam. Jen Snow is our resident director to teach. We call it like family studies. So she shows you how to involve your children in your craft, how to take the information we're giving you and give it to your children. No, are children allowed? No, but she does things or does crafts or talks about how to involve your children. It's because it should be. I mean, your practice is all day, every day, and it shouldn't just be in the dark, in the full moon, in the shed by yourself. I mean, I have a home altar inside. I make offerings inside. I don't have kids at home anymore, but when I did, I involved everybody in Sabbath celebrations, in winter solstice, in summer solstice. I wanted to involve them in my practice in a container that was conducive to little people, you know? But when you're doing a jar and Sandy says, "Do you have gloves for the bodily fluids?" No. No, not for kids. No, that's not for kids. No, no, that's not for children. And on that note, I will say, we are not Christian light. We are not Christian light. If you think we're gonna be those love and light witches where everything's rainbows and puppies and we're gonna release on the full moon and wear white and, dance around to Stevie Nicks, and we're not doing that. Do we love Stevie Nicks? Of course we do. But we're not doing that. That's not how we roll. Witches seek to achieve balance, and there is darkness and light in all things. Why? What is this? Now it asks me, you haven't responded in a while, and I had to say that I was still here. I don't understand what goes on with this fucking application. Yeah, I'm never for kids, and I'm not a love and light sort of girl. Positive toxicity or toxic positivity, not my thing. Yeah, not my thing. Yeah, I had to slide over a little puzzle piece to show that I'm still sitting here. That's just the weirdest thing. But I'm still going on the tubes of you. Hi. So welcome if you're still watching on the tubes of you and maybe you showed up later. I'm in two places because you can't download anymore from your clock app to this app. It's impossible. It comes out like you recorded it 30 years ago. So I'm trying to grow the channel. So I'm trying to do this in two places. I guess it's for the lives that Beach Lovin says, is it for the lives that show sleeping people? You know what? Yeah. Jessica, what about the sleeping lives? Yeah, I think that maybe it's to eliminate those things. Like you're still a person and you're still here. I've been in a couple of lives where the puzzle pops up. It's new. Yes. Dina, it is new. I find it really strange. Because here I am talking and there's lots of communication going on here, and I find it really weird. Like they knew to put me on an age restriction. How do they not know I'm not still here? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. My husband had a meeting at 10 o'clock. It's now 10:48, and I am like sitting here on the edge of my seat waiting for him to come back. I'm on the edge of my seat waiting. As you all know, for those of you playing along at home, my husband was working for a company down here. And had literally had it the other day when we were live. I got this fucking text from him. I'm like, "Oh god, Katie, there it is. There's the text." There. Oh god, there it is. And so we had a meeting today with a new company, and the excitement. Oh, I have a story for you. Do you want to come up on? Do you want to come up? She can't come up live here over here, but you could still hear her. Do you wanna come up and tell the story, or is it a private story? Oh, there she is. Okay. Hold on. There you go. Hello, gorgeous.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
So, I'm gonna try and dance around the subject of last night.
Oh, yes. Okay, understood.
Okay. So yesterday we had a pew pew incident in our town,
Scary.
and and this is not common, but just before that happened, my son comes up to me, and I have stickers all over the back of my computer, and he goes, "What is that sticker?" And I said, "That's a protection sigil." And he goes, "What's that for?" And I said, "It's for protection. Mommy works on her computer. And, like, it's just for bad energy and to make sure all my emails are safe and all this and that." So he starts copying the protection sigil like 10 times on these little post-it note things I have and starts sticking them all over the house. And I'm like, what is with this, like, obsession with this protection sigil you have all of a sudden?
Wow.
And then at 1:00, we got a notice, an Amber Alert, that there was a guy on the loose and they were locking down all the schools and everything.
Wow.
And I was like, what the heck is going on? And my husband's like, "Oh, your kid's witchy like you."
Yeah, he got on that that I call it, the thread. He was on that thread. He knew it.
Yeah. I was like, and I just looked at him like, "You're going to be a strong one,
Yep.
my little bee." That's your boyfriend, Penny.
Penny goes, "My whole heart." Yeah, that's incredible when little people, that's why, that's your way to being a witch. I mean, he listened to his intuition. He totally got it. He did his thing. I love that. That's so smart.
And I'm like, oh, he's going to be a stronger witch than his mama.
Joey is too. Joey is too. I used to say to him, "Don't outwitch me, Joe. Don't outwitch me, Joe.
You're making me look like a muggle."
I know. Like he would just, he would put his, like, he put his hand on my shoulder and then like be completely like energetically like brilliant. And I'm like, "Joe, don't outwitch me, man. Don't do it."
You're making me look bad.
Like cut it out. Cut it out. Oh, that's amazing. So did they handle that? I'll say handle.
No, he's still missing.
Still.
Yeah.
Wow. For those of you that don't know, Jen's in Canada, which is why this is a weird thing, because some of people might not understand you're in Canada, and lunatics on the loose with that sort of situation, not a thing there, not a thing anywhere else other than here in America. So yeah, that's why it's not usual.
Don't have protocols for this, like they
Right.
don't do drills.
Right.
Like it's not.
Oh, imagine that.
They don't have like backpacks to stop high propulsion things.
Yeah.
So when it happened, everybody was freaking out. They shut all the stores down. A girlfriend of mine went to the hardware store. She was locked in there for 4 hours in the hardware store.
Well, that's a good place to be, though. If you're going to get locked somewhere, the hardware store is a good place to be.
Yeah, she's like, "I'm hanging out in the X aisle."
Yeah, that's a good place.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was pretty scary.
I bet. I've had a couple of incidents when I was in the Northeast. There was a few when Joey was in school where we got the notice. There was another one where, like, a Bonnie and Clyde situation. These people got loose from somewhere and literally ended up in my small little teeny weeny town and on my street, by the way. Like, that's almost like where they found them. And then there was another time where, I don't mean to laugh because it's not funny. It was just the timing of it all. I picked up Erin and we were going to a ritual. We were going to a public ritual. I'll never forget. And as we're driving past the mall, had to pull over, when a vehicle's coming up on you, you got to get out of their way. And it was like every cop for towns and towns all of a sudden was descending on the fucking mall. I immediately go to Google because I know it's going to be there, and it was, or maybe it was Facebook, because at the time that was really popular. Right. And I heard active who, and I knew my niece worked, and I knew she was there, and I fucking called her. I went over the medium because I had already gotten on the highway. I went over the medium, turned around, went back to the mall, called my brother, and I left my brother and husband in the hot tub, right? I had to go to this ritual, so I knew that where they were. He goes, "I am already soaking wet and in Joe's car." Like he was already on his way down there, like the fucking guineas. We showed up, man. I was like, I'm just trying to get her on the phone. It was wild. It was the
Yeah.
wildest thing. I was like, "Oh my God." She goes, it was pandemonium. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I
I'm
can
calling
imagine.
everybody I know, right? I'm like, where are you? Are you okay?
Yep.
You know, and you know, everybody was okay. But I'm like, what do I do? I'm texting you guys in the States.
I know.
Like, you would know.
And I'm
like,
sitting there. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. I text you back at one point. I'm like, is everything okay? Like, I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm sitting there waiting to hear.
They just released the kids like 20 minutes before that from school.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, no, we're home snuggling and we're just watching Disney all night.
That's what she said. I was like, oh, thank goodness. Annie Katie says that stuff's way too common around me. I'm like, lock the doors and stay home. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a wild phenomenon. And what's even more wild is it's not usually anywhere else but here in America. That's why Jen Snow was like, they don't have that up here. That's not a fucking thing.
Well, and everybody's like, where did he get it? Like, it's not like you can just go to Walmart and buy these things, right?
Oh,
like,
you can't.
You need a license.
You can't.
You need to, like, no, it's not. So everybody's like, but it was a domestic situation, and they broke out into a fight, and then the guy ended up out on the street, you know, targeting the house, and then took off. They don't know where he is, but he was seen like 12 miles away at a different town, and he has connection there, so they think that maybe he's like hiding. So
it's wild. I'm glad you're all safe, and I'm glad that little man was so on top of the protection. I love that.
I'm like, oh my goodness, you are. And he's like, what? Like it's nothing, Mom.
Nothing. He's like, nothing. I'm just doing my thing. It's nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I thought that was like when I put the two together last night, I was like, oh, like light bulbs, right? I'm like, oh,
yes, good for him. Tell him I said thank you.
Well, he's looking at me. He's like blushing.
Oh, thank you. He's there. Thank you. You saved your family. Thank you. It's good. Good for you. I love it.
He walks away. He's blushing, walking away.
No. Penny Poppet says, thank you, little man.
Oh, Penny says thank you.
Penny says, thank you, little man.
Oh, you're welcome, my crush, he says.
Oh, he's like, he knows what he wants, that one.
No hiding it anymore.
It's really good. It's really good. Thank you.
All right.
All right. All right. Love you. Yeah. Sweet guy. Sweet guy. That's a sweet guy. You are the bar. Penny's like, I am the bar. Penny's like, I am the bar. Yeah, that's really funny. That's really, it's a scary thing. You got to ask why we grow them here. Why do we grow them here? You know, we don't grow them. They don't grow them anywhere else. We grow them here. And, you know, I said that with the Oklahoma. I don't want to say too much because I don't know where I'll end up. Right. So you all remember that incident. And I remember saying that then, like, why do we grow them here? It's a phenomenon that is exclusive here. You know, it's really quite scary. So, and I remember a couple of times, like I said, we got notices from school and I was ready. I asked all the kids, I'm like, do you want to be homeschooled? Because at the time, my boss had retired and I was not in the general workforce. You know, I was in metaphysical. So I set my own hours. I was my own boss and I could have done it. And I asked that none of them, because they were all in high school at that time. And Jen Snow says, I'm so happy we homeschool. Yeah, I really wanted to. And they all turned me down. Joey might have been in middle school. One of them might have been in high school because I was including my brother's children because we all lived in the same house. I rented not half the house, but he had like a duplex. He had an apartment and I rented that. And I was like, I'll do it. And he was like, no. They all said no. And I didn't want to force them. I didn't want to force Joey, at least by himself. I thought if they wanted to on their own, I would have been better. I was in school once for a practice one. Oh my God. No, I'm too old for that. We never did. You know what we used to do? Air raid drills. Talk about PTSD. I vividly remember, probably one of the only things I remember about elementary school was having to go into the hallway and having them explain why we were it's an air raid drill, and you had to go into the hallway because those, they were like cinder block hallways. And I remember freaking out as a kid. So I can't imagine it now. Knock knock. Who's knock knock? Oh, here she comes. And Miss Katie, my lieutenant, Annie Katie. Katie, what do you got?
Okay, so I was at my daughter's school and they had one. And they actually called the janitor. It was what they did. They said, "Janitor Locke, please come to the office." That was their thing. And like everybody did a thing. My daughter, mind you, in the wheelchair was like, "Hey, I'm gonna spin around, get in front of me because at least the back of my chair is metal."
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, my kid, mind you, at the time was in like kindergarten, and she had enough thought to do that to protect the people around her, even though it was just a practice. And I'm like, that is scary. Didn't know to have to do that.
Dina says, oh wow, I forgot about those till now. I know you mean the air raid drills. I can't believe your daughter, like, it's from her existence in school. That's a thing. That is crazy to me. Crazy to me.
That's what, like, was not expecting it. I was just so happy to be there for like an IEP meeting, and it went down, and I was just like, "What is this?" And the teacher's just like, "Stay calm and be back here." And I'm like, "You mean stay calm? I don't know what's going on." These kids all were like, "Oh, okay, it's Tuesday. We get over here and sit in this corner." And I'm like,
no,
this is craziness to me.
Me
the only
too.
thing I remember as a kid was the tornado drills with a book on top of my head in the hallway.
We had air raid drills.
That's supposed to help me.
We had, not only did we have air raid drills, but I lived very close, because I was on the Hudson River, to Indian Point nuclear power plant. And we had what people down south here have tornado sirens. We had Indian Point sirens. And they would test these things once in a while, but you never knew. And so these fucking things would go, I still can hear them in my head. And your immediate thought is, and this is before Chernobyl and before I vividly remember being a kid and those fucking sirens going off, and then having like plans, like they would send these plans home. And I remember my mother being really mad because like the plan never included sending the kids home. It included bringing them somewhere. And my mother was like, "If you don't give me my kid, like I'm going to be a problem. I'm going to be a problem."
I get it. And I remember tornado drills, and I remember fire drills where you'd walk out of the building, stand in line, wait.
Fire drills were different. Fire drills were different because yes, we did go outside because there may be a fire in the school and whatever. Yeah. But we didn't, in Northeast, we didn't have tornadoes. Very rarely. It's a very rare event so that we would have them. But yeah, it was air raid drills for bombs, a bomb drill, and these fucking Indian Point power plant drills. And I remember freaking out as a kid, like being like, is it a test? Do we know? And then when they go, because you would stop whatever you were doing, you're on your bikes, you're off for the day, you're never around. And then all of a sudden, because hi Gen X, and then you'd stop, everybody would kind of look at one another and wait, and then they would go off. And you knew that it was a test. It was like, okay.
Like I know that scared me, my kids, like when they were little, because every Tuesday, like the first Tuesday of the month out where I'm at now, they do tornado sirens as a test. And they're like, wait, it's Tuesday. The weather looks cloudy.
We never knew. We never knew. And there were incidents there. There was multiple incidents there. In Indian Point, there was multiple incidents. We got under the desks. Aunt Mary says we got under the desk. We did not, because if it was a bomb, we had big windows. And they would tell us we had to face the wall, protect the back of our neck. I mean, it's psychotic. I'm here to tell you, it was fucking psychotic, And I was like, why are we doing this? It was really remarkable.
Yeah, and it's like nowadays, like, what are these kids learning? They're like, most of them will grab their phone and they're like, okay, I'm live, and they're filming this live,
calling their parents.
you gotta think they're like in the malls if stuff happens, and there's all this technology now. So it's like they should have caught this person.
I don't mean to laugh,
You
but
know?
Penny called it. She goes, "That's some Red Dawn shit." Yeah. Yeah. It I don't mean to laugh, but that movie again, you know, Gen X movies never have any parents in them, as you see, and the original Red Dawn. I know they remade it, but I remember sitting and watching that movie like this. I've been preparing for this. Like when I was in elementary school, we prepared for exactly that scenario. That was exactly what we prepared for. That was exactly it. Was a Red Dawn situation. Yep, 100%.
That's just craziness.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have to say, I was told that you did your disclaimer, so I am proud of you. Very good. And you just came out. You're like, I'm not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV. Check with your doctor before beginning any herbal regimen. I certainly did. I did because I started to talk about something herbal, and I did. I certainly did. Somebody said, "Katie, going to be proud of you." I'm like, I know. Listen, well, when you were on YouTube, and you were like, "I'm out and about an adult thing," I'm like, Katie has left me to my own devices. Maybe we'll get through this. I don't really know. Yeah, because I thought about making last night's video public, and then I thought, well, let me go through it. Let me do it on YouTube. Let's just do it this way. People can see, you know, the 15 things that we're doing next month. It's 15 things. And then maybe talk about a couple of other things if they so choose. But yeah, I'd like to put it out there every month, like what's going on, just to let everybody know. So thank you. Oh, doggy. Cookies.
Well, they heard you all, and they're like, you know, my dogs, anytime we get on the Zoom or chat, my dogs hear any of us, and they're like, instantly, they need their treats.
Time for cookies.
And then, of course, Jen Snow.
They hold you hostage. They're like, listen, if we're going to be quiet, we're getting a cookie.
That's right. Absolutely. I have to go downstairs and I have to deal with the cat. So I don't know who's
We're
worse.
going to be quiet. We're getting a fucking cookie. That's what's happening. Yeah, I love it. Well, it is now 11 and I am patiently waiting for Mr. Rogue to get back. So I think I did my job today. I did the 5-Point Society for Witches, paraphernalia, commercials. If anybody's interested in joining, get in touch with me or Annie Katie. She's the other, really Annie Katie, because really Annie Katie. So if you're interested in 5-Point Society, get in touch with Annie Katie. Or myself or any one of us, any comments anywhere. I'm talking to the YouTube folks. We're also on Facebook, 5-Point Society for Witches. I am not live on the YouTube 5-Point Society for Witches. I am live on 5-Point Hermetics because I have a bigger following over there. So, but there is a YouTube 5-Point Society for Witches. There is a Instagram I always forget about, 5-Point Society for Witches. If you go on any of those places and ask a question or interested, we will find you and help you get to you. I say we, like there's a mouse in my pocket. Annie Katie will help you get to where you need to be.
I do. I find all the stray feral cats and I hope you get to where you need to be.
She does. Know you are loved. Penny Poppet says you slayed Hawkeye. Yes, thank you, Trapper.
See? And congratulations and good luck tomorrow.
I know.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Tomorrow's my initiation. I'm very excited. I have some things to do today. A couple of little things get ready. I have to get together my little gift for my high priestess, and I got to pack a little bag. I'm staying with somebody from one of the other initiates. She's letting me stay at her place. So, because it's such a far drive, and I don't want to run out the fucking door. Like, I want to be present, and we're all going to go out afterwards. And I'm very excited. I'm proud. Thank you. I am proud. I did it. Like Prosecco. Thank you. Know you are loved. And apparently that's coming back in April 2025. So that's very exciting. Those of us that were obsessed with bodies.
And we're closer to Bridgerton.
I know. May is Bridgerton. And we had planned in 5-Point when we thought it was coming out in December of having a Bridgerton watch party. So in 5-Point Society for Witches, we will have a Bridgerton fancy pajama watch party for the Bridgerton season 3. So that's going to be in May. It's getting closer. I can't believe now it's getting closer. Like, I'm like, oh my God.
Practice stretching out those pinkies, ladies.
That's right.
Pinky
Fancy. Thank you very much. I feel like I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna end this stream down here. Thank you very much. Please go enjoy your day, and we will be seeing you. Guys, go get your witch on. Okay, I did that. And now